Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I've got this tiny thing that will turn my Xbox Series S into a budget gaming PC. And with this badass and inexpensive accessory, I'll be turning this into this. Now, nothing is wrong with the controller that comes with the Xbox Series X, and rather, I'm actually quite fond of it. The thing is, I've been a PC gamer for a long time, and I figured it'd be fun to see how close I can get my Xbox to a PC gaming experience. And the question is why? Why would anybody want to do this? And the simple answer is to absolutely destroy anybody who feels like using a controller. Just kidding, but actually there are many reasons. First, it comes down to simply preference. Some people actually prefer using a mouse and keyboard while gaming. It can provide a competitive edge, and simply put, some people just prefer it. And secondly, and it's often a missed consideration, is accessibility. There are people who don't have the ability to comfortably use a controller, however, they are able to use a mouse and keyboard. And lastly, some people are hopping on the new generation of console gaming and transitioning from their old and dated gaming PCs. The Gamesir VX2 Aimbox helps bridge that gap. Okay, so getting into it, what's inside the box? You've got the Aimbox itself, instructions you might actually need, both a Type-C and a micro USB cable for your controller connections, a glorious sticker of course, and a quality control token. The Aimbox itself is actually really tiny too, so it'll fit into almost any setup, and it's smaller than I thought it'd be. It's plastic, but built pretty well. All the cables are a high quality braided cable, which is a good sign. There's rubber feet on the bottom, so it's less likely to be moving about on your setup, and surprisingly, it comes with 3 reversible USB slots, and honestly, I don't understand why more companies don't do this. If you're not going to be using USB-C, at least use reversible USB ports. And lastly, for the gamer aesthetic, you've got programmable RGB on the Aimbox itself. Now, setup is really simple, or depending who you are, it can actually be pretty complex. Out of box, you can jump in with the default button mappings, but depending on what you're playing, you can actually swap it up or change it completely to your preference. You can change it using their app, which I will get into shortly. And to start, all you got to do is plug one into your system and use the included cable to plug in your controller. And then all you got to do is plug in your preferred mouse and keyboard and you're good to go. For peripherals for myself, I'm using this old wired mechanical keyboard and this wired gaming mouse. I will say you can swap out any of these for a wireless version, but I did notice some input lag if using both a wireless keyboard and mouse, so I'd stick to just using one or the other. If you try going double wireless, the input lag is very noticeable. So first, jumping into first-person shooters, this is likely where you're probably going to start by using the Aimbox. Off the bat, I'd recommend jumping into somewhere you can fiddle with your settings like a training ground or a private game just to get the feel for things. The default sensitivities might not be the best for you, and for me, I jumped right into Call of Duty Vanguard, and man, this was satisfying. I definitely need to fiddle more with my settings, but there's no noticeable input lag. All I've got to do is figure out my weird sensitivities. I did also try Halo Infinite, which worked flawlessly, and that game I'm actually not too bad at. Now, outside of first-person shooters, all my other games worked really well. I did spend some time playing Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Forza Horizon, and Maneater, just to get a vibe of all the different games, but they all worked pretty well. And all you really got to do is fuss with your controller bindings in-app, which is available for free. In the app from the get-go, there are some preloaded popular games you can use, but you can also create your own game profile with remappings as well as sensitivities. If you want to start from just copying the original profile, that's probably the best way to start. In terms of compatibility, this does work with the Xbox One, the Series X and S, as well as Nintendo Switch, PS4, and somewhat PS5. The PlayStation 5 compatibility is a bit dodgy only because it will only work with PS4 games. As well, you can't use the official Sony controller. You'll need to get a certified third-party controller or the PS4 controller to work. So a question that might get asked is, when it comes down to competitive games, is this cheating? And with that, I think it's a bit of a gray area. You definitely get the benefit of aim assist through controllers while also using a mouse and keyboard. Since this makes your console think you're using a controller, just use it wisely. I'd probably just stick to quick play and stuff. Don't smash controller people in competitive, that's just not cool. If you're interested in the Gamesir Aimbox VX2, it will be linked down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you loved it, a sub would be amazing. Anyways, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.